yeah. We got plenty of grips if you wanted to choose some that like kind of matched it a little bit.
Sounds good. How you doing, Adam?
What's that?
Don't know if you
That was
wanna-
me the other day. I totally forgot it was Monday.
If I would have known you were dropping off the bike, I would have opened it. We've been trying to figure out a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah. No worries.
Want to take a look at this fork?
What's wrong with it?
It's open too.
Probably it's gonna have to be warranted. I don't know how you push that down. You are a strong boy.
Is that
Yep, we had another one of these do this. So we'll check it in. We'll Paul warranty with Suntour for it.
Okay.
They're gonna send the same fork. Your son's how big is he? He's not that big, is he? How much does he weigh? You know?
Oh, he's probably 5'10".
Okay, so he's adult size.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
for sure.
You know, I get it put in an air fork on this is always a good idea. We'll submit the warranty. We'll have them send a fork. But you know, I would think, especially since Spike it's so aggressive, it's got such aggressive geometry. I mean, people ride it aggressively and outride this fork very quickly. Putting an air fork on it's not a bad idea. Keep this back. There we go. Putting an air fork on it's not going to be a terrible idea.
I don't know what an air fork is.
So that's coil. So it's got a spring on both sides of it, and oil, which A makes it heavy. That probably weighs like 6 pounds or something like that. And then B, there's really no adjustability there. And then if you go to an air fork, you still have a damper or spring on one side, but the other side's an air chamber. So like your bike's got an air fork on it.
So he's really starting to get into it. And yesterday we were at the bike park and he crashed on what's the one?
Up here,
Yeah, the
East Coast, where the step up is.
the other one, the
West Coast,
the short one with the drop, and then
the dual slalom.
Yeah, what's
dual
it called? It's
slaloms.
got a name. No, like when you're up at the hub all the way to the left.
Francis, help us out here.
what are you talking about?
When you're on the hub all the way to the left.
At Bluffview?
Oh,
No, right here.
Kraken.
The Kraken.
Yeah, it's
The Kraken, and so when he got up from it, that's we know we're like we don't know if he did it then. We noticed it, or if it happened a long time ago and we just didn't notice. But he's starting to do more of the jumps and the features, and
yeah, he'll definitely. I mean, an air fork would be good. He's looking for a 27.5 fork with a tapered head tube. So if he wants to look on like eBay and stuff like that, because what'll happen is people will buy a bike that's got like rock trucks recon on it or whatever. You know, maybe like a $300 fork, and they want the $500 fork, so they'll pull it off and then sell that for whatever. Parts are still a little bit hard to come by, so that's the reasons why I'm prefacing all this with maybe looking for
supply chain issues all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And so you can look at that, or even get into that $500 fork. People pull those off so they can put the $1,000 forks on it and stuff like that. So let me see what I can find.
So is what you're saying? You're gonna
We're gonna file a warranty on it. Hey, Francis,
file warrant?
can you grab his info and get a ticket written up for that? We need to file a warranty with Suntour on his fork. And then I'll just let you know if anything's available. I mean, typically $300 for an entry level air fork to get into the game. He's gonna outride that too right away at 5'10". So really, if he's gonna spend money on a fork, he needs to get something that's gonna have bigger stanchions. So the $300 forks have same size stanchions as that, like 32, 33 millimeter stanchions, and they can flex a lot, especially if you're jumping. So him getting on like a kind of the next tier up, which would be like a $500 fork. You're going to get the bigger stanchions, 35 mil stanchions, which are going to be a lot stiffer for them. And it's going to make sure everything just holds up better in general.
What's your last name?
I'll spell it KOZIADEK.
bike grade.
Yeah. Right. So you're saying, so you'll follow warranty, they'll basically put the same thing on, but then you're recommending that we search for something to basically replace it.
And you know, the deal. The deal with that will be that, yeah, he's going to have the same problem again. So we would just do that. I mean, he can put it back on and then you can ride a little bit more and do it again. And then we can follow warranty again and keep playing the game. Or he's just going to be a lot safer with the safer fork. So the forks are back in stock again. So this is great to see, at least some sizes. These are all smaller than what he wants. And it gives him an opportunity to increase the travel. So that bike's only got 120 millimeters of suspension on the front. When you upgrade, so he'll do 130, 140, something like that. If you start going to 150 or 160, it's going to get more expensive. But like I can get, this is a RockShox 35 gold, so 35 mil stanchions, so thicker stanchions. That fork is $458. You know, a possibility is seeing if Suntour will say, hey, can we just upgrade this fork? It's not really, you know, holding up for the design of this bike. So see, maybe they'll let us put that money towards an upgrade. And then they probably have a fork that's there. Now it's still going to be a Suntour fork, so not really my favorite. But it could save you $100 on a fork. So I mean, that's worthwhile. This is 120 mil of travel, $450. It's in stock. There's no rush on a decision on that. It appears as though there's plenty. I'll probably grab a couple and get them in anyway, just because that is a good upgrade. That's gonna be a really durable fork. Yeah, there's even 150 mil travel one. Give me that. Oh, this is gonna be fun. And I'm not even gonna order. I'm just gonna order two of the 150. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that fork in. You know, there's no, you know, no obligation on those. We'll sell them anyway. That would be the fork I'd go with. That's going to be your most economical and still provide an actual upgrade for them.
How long does it take to get that in?
I can have it by Thursday.
Okay. I was just wondering.
And that's $458. And then, you know, I'll hook you up with a little bit of a deal on it because, you know, it's, I know you guys, that bike's fairly new and he's a big guy. So, what would his weight be? Would you say?
He's not a very big kid. I mean, he doesn't weigh a lot. He's skin and bones. And,
Sure.
I don't even know.
Okay.
Maybe 150. Maybe.
It's not even that heavy.
He's not a.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to like picture him.
Skin and bone and muscles, right? Like he's
cool. So yeah, I mean that box 35, he would just go nuts over it. You know, and unfortunately, since that would be a RockShox, not a Suntour's not gonna be like, oh yeah, here's $100. Go buy somebody else's fork.
Okay.
But it would be, it would be worth it. And what size is that bike? Is that a medium?
It's small.
It's a small.
Yeah.
So that kind of changes my recommendation a little bit, just because that changes my recommendation a little bit. I would let us follow a warranty with Suntour.
Okay.
Get the air fork on there, or I mean, it would be best to upgrade him with the air fork.
Yeah.
But at 5'10", I mean, he's going to be, how old is he?
He's 15, but he's really getting
Still
into
growing.
it.
So
And, you know, and
yeah, he ultimately, you know, needs to be on a large bike. So I hate to put too much money into this
I
bike
got you.
just for me to do it. So why don't we explore?
So maybe you're saying we could think about selling it and then upgrading.
And I mean,
where
that,
you're going?
on the bright side, that bike has probably gone up in price since you bought it. There's been like 20% price increase across the board on bikes in the last year.
Sure.
So
Okay.
you know, I don't know if you paid what, $9.99 or
Something around.
they used to be
$1,000
$8.99.
Yeah.
I think now they're like $1,100. So
Okay.
you should be able to sell for what you bought it for ultimately. And then if he's really getting into it, you know, getting into a full suspension bike's worth looking at. Even a bigger San Quentin would be worthwhile to consider.
So a large frame,
Large frame, so you can grow into it.
full suspension, and so we're looking at
Lowest at $1,800, and I don't have any of those in stock right now.
Okay.
Track, I'll have some medium large and some large Fuel X5 showing up over the next month or so, like before Christmas. They're $2,500 now. So, super nice bike, 140 mil of travel, some really nice perks on the frame that carry over. So, you know, it's a cool bike, but it's quite the investment.
sure.
And you know, any bike's going to be a good investment now, or a pretty big investment now. I like the idea of him being on a San Quentin. It's a hardtail, 27.5 wheels, so nice and strong and still playful. Less things to go wrong that have to be repaired. If he's riding hard and like jumping and landing sideways on a full suspension bike, then he's gonna have to learn how to work on his bike, or he's just gonna break to pieces.
Sure.
Which is what I think guys do.
Yeah.
But I mean, it you know, because like, you know, you watch Red Bull Rampage or you watch YouTube videos, these guys jump around. Hey, they land nicer than we do.
Sure.
But B, they're not always, and they're going through 5 or 6 frames a year. Like these guys aren't like pro riders, and I'm sure once you get to like Summit Hooks level or like the really high level guys, it's even more. But you know, even like kind of semi-pro dudes are running through a few frames a year. So it's, you know, something to keep in mind too, more moving parts with a full suspension bike.
Gotcha.
But you're going to end up spending $1,500 or $1,800 on a hardtail anyway. So
Right.
at that point, it's like, all right, well, maybe get him on that large full suspension, and then he can upgrade it and start learning to take care of his bike and do all those things. You know, over time as he kind of like slowly upgrades it or whatever.
Okay.
But the Fuel X5, that's going to be, I have some coming soon.
The warranty, how long does that take?
Suntour's not super fast. Warranties aren't super fast. I normally tell people anticipate 2 weeks.
Okay.
We'll, you know, try to do it sooner. Sometimes they make us send the fork to them, so a couple days to get to them, and then a couple days, and then they look at it pretty fast, and then a couple days to send us a new one.
Okay.
But we've seen this issue, so I'm sure this is an issue they're aware of. So once we submit it, ideally they'll just send out the new fork straight away. Do you want to entertain the thought of if they offer, and I'm sure they will, and to upgrade for a discounted price, I can at least find out what that will be and reach out to you and let you make a call on it.
Yeah.
So, because that'll buy some time, you know, to consider what you guys want to do.
Yeah. Just want to keep encouraging him, like he's.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, where is he riding mostly at? Like, obviously at the park.
Yeah, up here. We go up to Bluffview Zombie, and then just yesterday too, we went down to Forest City.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah,
just around.
Yeah, he'll. I mean, naturally, and I think, you know, what's really worthwhile to consider is he's gonna start thinking about full suspension bikes, and like every other person who mountain bikes, he's not going to be satisfied till he has his full suspension bike. He's going to always think he's missing out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so we rode with some friend. A friend of a friend that joined us, I guess, has like they built their own bike park in their property in St. Charles, and they've got all kinds of features and things, and so he's got them talking about going out there, and they've got progression drops and all these different things that they've built out there. So yeah, he's talking, oh, let's build a skinny in our backyard. I'm like, come on, man, I'm not. let's just go somewhere.
So yeah, I've got LR. No, that's Fuel X8. Sorry. Fuel X5 large gray marigold, which is that gray and yellow color. It'll be $2,500. That'll be here December 13th. Or I'll have a black one December 13th. Or no, the black will be February.
Hi.
So yeah, I'll give him a call. We'll
Okay.
figure it out.
And I think you have mine.
You should have it in there. Yeah. I assume. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get that.
Okay.
You know, and then I mean, the only other bike I would really, I mean, if $2,500 is doable for the Fuel X5, that's awesome. You know, I bought those before for my house, so that it just kind of got everything you need, and everything's going to work, and it's going to be a fast bike and track well. Truck's got some really cool frame tech.
Mhm.
The only other thing would be like a Remedy 8, but at that point you have to, or a Remedy 7, I guess,
Mhm.
/7 maybe. But then you're looking at like $3,600. Like that's the only kind of next step up that would be worthwhile. So it's either
Yeah.
kind of $1,500 for a hardtail, $2,500 for a full suspension, or
Yeah.
you know, kind of $3,500 for a big travel full suspension. Which ideally, you know, maybe at least for a couple more years, he's not hitting anything that big. But
Yeah, I
you
can
know,
see that right now.
but yeah, definitely a large bike. I'd say. How tall are you?
6'3".
Yeah.
So he's only 15. So yeah, I don't know what he's gonna,
Mhm.
what he'll end up, but
Yeah. But yeah, you should be able to, you know, once we, if, you know, if nothing else, if, you know, we just put the old fork back on there, he rides it, and, you know, hopefully it'll last until you get something new. But I mean, you should be able to get, you know, $900 or something out of a bike pretty easy, because it's hard to get a bike, you know, at that level without spending a lot of money. So,
right.
so it'll save somebody money, and, you know, you can kind of look around in the meantime, see what's out there.
Sounds
I'd be careful with used full suspension bikes, though.
Okay.
Like buying used electronics, like you
Yeah.
have no idea if it was mistreated, and
Yeah.
you know, you're just asking for problems with no
Yeah.
warranties.
Okay.
But
Okay.
used hardtails, you know, a little bit
Yeah.
kind of better off, you know, kind of
More of a market for him too, because its price range probably is
Mhm.
people just want to get into the
right.
sport.
But yeah, if his bike was a medium, even, I would say
It's really a small. Wow. Just
let's double check.
I
Are we
mean,
positive
it
that
could
bike's a small frame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember looking at it last time it came in, and I noticed that it was a small, because I saw that he was.
Yeah, the bike fits
tall.
big. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 6 foot. I ride a medium too, but
Okay.
so it does fit big, but not that big. You know,
Right.
it is definitely too small for him, even now, technically.
So him being 15, it won't be long.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. You know, my nephew.
And we
who
do.
rode
We're
with
about to
us-
talk about Roscoe's. We do have Roscoe's, but this bike will run into the same problems and have to start. It would just be the proper size frame
Right.
without as cool geometry.
Yeah. I was just thinking, my nephew who also rode with us. He's 14, but he's much smaller.
Yeah.
Riding the original bike.
Yeah.
I think we got from you the
Oh, like
that,
a Marlin or something.
what was that thing called?
Bobcat.
Um,
A Bolinas. Oh, a Bayview. Is it a kid's bike, like 24-inch bike, or?
it's a smaller bike. Yeah, he
Interesting.
smaller than the small.
Sure.
I don't remember what it was, but he'll be ready for a bike too. So I guess,
Yeah,
I can
sure,
talk to
yeah.
my brother and see if he wants to.
Yeah, and that would make it even more worthwhile to get the air fork put on it.
Yeah.
That way it holds up really well for him, and he can kind of put it on.
Okay.
It's just going to be a smoother ride too.
Okay.
With the coil fork, kind of bounce around a bunch, and then make your front wheel go all over the place, so it can be a bit unnerving.
Okay.
Or when it lands, it's very unpredictable. Because there's really no way to, like, with the air forks, we can put more air pressure in and adjust
Yeah.
for his weight proper, and rebound and all kinds of other things. These have those dials up there, but they don't do nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
Essentially.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay. You did get the handlebars too. We want
grips.
the
You
grips
pick up grips.
because the ends of the grips I don't know what happened to the ends of both of his grips, but they're like
They're all going to be about
Probably.
the same price. You just want to pick out a set that's nice, or like those Elites are really nice. The Elite Pros from Odie, the gray ones, those are probably cool on the bike. You got the blue GA2s. Those are back grips, so if he's got big hands. I don't know if children are like dogs. If they got big hands, they're going to be dogs.
Right.